I'll also be meeting you on the 10th. The After having worked in, all the others who will be dealing with you work in lot many areas, but I work only in the health sector, and I manage, having spent a lot of time working in different areas in health in Kerala government and in the union government. These days, I manage a not-for-profit which works on health policy and health systems research in Delhi. In your work, that when you go out into the field, it's quite likely that our paths may cross. In fact, my organization, which is the Health Systems Transformation Platform, HSTP for short, has an MOU with CRISP as their technical partner on health. I believe two of you are moving to Madhya Pradesh, and we have as part of the MOU that CRISP has signed with the government of Madhya Pradesh, we are involved in that MOU as a technical partner. We've already outlined a few areas to work on. In fact, I was with Mr. Jatesha Julania, the point person for Madhya Pradesh, and Julania believes in really getting active. So the work in Madhya Pradesh is already kind of planned out. We also work in some other states like Meghalaya, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka. They're also in the intersection between your work and health. We'll be very happy to get you involved and move forward. And in any other area that you might want our support, and we'll be very happy to work with you. As I mentioned before, the earlier cohort kind of vastly surpassed our expectations. As I told you, I work in another not-for-profit organization. The amount of advance that CRISP has made in such a short time in terms of the areas CRISP got involved in, the governments they've opened up, the kind of reception they've got is phenomenal. One thing that I would also like to see is a little more of in depth and quality. So what I hope is that this new cohort will carry forward the torch passed on to them by the earlier cohort. This is only the second torch that the earlier cohort is passing on. The first cohort still remains with the first torch still remains with the cohort, and it's not as if we are writing them off. We also expect them now to raise their effort to the next level, so that the achievements that CRISP has reached can be even taken to a higher level. So look forward to working with you, and look forward to meeting you on the 10th morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We will also be hearing from Shekhar Bonu, sir, who hasn't yet joined the VC. So, yeah.
It's my pleasure to introduce one of the newest members of the CRISP family, none other than Dr. Chandramouli. Dr. C. Chandramouli is one of the most outstanding officers of the Indian Administrative Service. He's from Tamil Nadu cadre. In fact, today, along with you, he will be formally becoming part of the CRISP. So we requested him to join by VC and then share his thoughts. Dr. Chandramouli is from the Tamil Nadu cadre, as I said, has done several positions of importance, both in infrastructure field, in the social sector, and in the evolving concept of a GST, the indirect tax systems. So, and then he came to Government of India, and he was the Secretary, Department of Personnel and Training, which is the apex ministry as far as the concerned. Involved in several decisions that are taken regarding. I request Chandramouli, welcome to CRISP, and we are all waiting to hear your message.
Thank you so much. It is indeed an honor to join CRISP, and I thank Subramaniam and all the other colleagues of mine who have invited me to join. As Subbu mentioned, this is also an induction for me. And though I've heard a lot about what CRISP is doing, this is the first opportunity to actually be a part of something. I, after retirement, have been a part of a few initiatives both in the government and outside. As Subbu mentioned, my area of expertise is not only GST but also demography, having been the Registrar General of India who conducted the last census. So I think I would bring a little bit of value to the statistical work, the research work, and also an understanding about the social realities of India. Having said that, when Subbu asked me to speak, I said, what would I speak about? So I thought about it, and I thought, perhaps we could ponder as to where we are today as a country, where we would like to head, and where would CRISP fit in to this entire picture. So with the permission of the chair, I would request that I may be given permission to share a presentation, a very short presentation, if it is okay with you, Subbu. Hello?
You can share the.
I think it'd be better because I'm joining with my phone. It's not possible to cast. If you could cast the presentation. Well, in the meantime, I would start by saying that, where are we today? We have been talking about a demographic dividend, where we have been saying that the biggest strength that India has is a young population, which can do wonders if given the proper skills. We also talk about our diverse culture and heritage, which has given us a resilience and unity, and it is an immense soft power globally. Our strength is also in the economic growth that we have shown, where despite challenges, we have maintained consistent economic growth, becoming one of the world's largest economies. And here, the rise of the middle class is something, which presents a significant potential. In information technology, as you are all very well aware, we have emerged as a global IT powerhouse with a robust IT sector driving innovation, entrepreneurship, and job creation. And finally, our geopolitical situation, which is very crucial in the region, India is emerging as a world leader. At least, we are emerging now and we have significant opportunities for alliances, trades, and influence. So these are the strengths of what we are at. Now, coming to the weaknesses, as you are all aware, we are quite deficient in infrastructure. And this is quite obvious when we look at transportation, even though the road networks are really developing. We have problems in the rail network, in the coastal shipping, in the shipping logistics, etc. Healthcare infrastructure, energy infrastructure, all these are bottlenecks which we will have to somehow surmount. Social inequalities are something, which we are working on in CRISP. And here, disparities in income, disparities in education, disparities in access to healthcare, social tensions, these are all hindrances to the growth story that we would like to see. Of course, we have the bureaucratic red tape where cumbersome bureaucratic procedures, regulatory hurdles, etc., impede our ease of doing business and in turn ease of living. And these are some things which we will have to tackle at the state level as well as at the policy level at the center. The environmental challenges. Industrialization has led to urbanization, which has in turn led to environmental degradation, pollution, climate change impacts. Now you hear of Bangalore running dry. Many cities in the summer are going to run dry. It's not a disaster which is a natural one, but a man-made one. Now we have to find solutions to these environmental challenges. And finally, the security concerns. Now, why I am giving you a big picture is because for long we've been working in silos without understanding the larger picture and coming out of our respective silos. I think we'll have to understand the big picture before we can attempt to solve the smaller pictures. But we have large opportunities. Next, please. The digital transformation that has propelled us to the center stage is something which we need to be proud of and leverage. We have to leverage technology for digitalization, innovation, in all sectors, in governance, in education, in healthcare, in business processes. All of them will have to see a revolution, and digital revolution can bring about such a change. We are placing great emphasis on renewable energy. We are investing a lot, and this presents a great opportunity for sustainable development, energy security, and combating climate change. Many states are in the forefront, but there are states which have still not realized the potential of renewable energy, and we would be having great impact if the states start exploiting this opportunity. Skill development, of course, is something which we will have to focus on. The demographic dividend is running out in many states. We are slowly transiting from the demographic dividend, and we will have to skill our population if the dividend has to remain a dividend and not turn into a curse. So this is something which we will have to work very, very hard on. And of course, global partnerships and the emphasis on manufacturing, these are some of the opportunities we have. On the threats, we have a geopolitical instability, regional conflicts, etc. There is economic volatility and uncertainty. Cyber security risk. While I talked of the digital revolution, we have also to be aware that there is a great threat of cyber security being breached. And this is something which state governments will have to really pay a lot of attention to. Social unrest, of course, rising inequality, unemployment, and social injustice is creating tension and social unrest. This is hampering stability and development. This is something the state governments will have to address with an empathy and ensure that these inequalities are actually addressed. And finally, the climate change impacts. We are vulnerable to the adverse impacts of climate change, including extreme weather events, water scarcity, and agriculture disruptions. So these are the threats. Now, let me just talk about the potential that we have. We have talked about the demographic dividend, but we need to invest in education, skills, development, and healthcare. Economic growth, we have already talked about, but we will have to sustain this economic growth. And for that, we will have to expand industrialization, consumption demand, expansion of digital economy. And this requires structural reforms, infrastructural investments, and policies promoting entrepreneurship. When we work with the state government, these are areas where we cannot be in a silo and say the state will look after its interests. We will have to look at the larger picture. The technology innovation, and of course, infrastructure development where the states play a great role. There's a potential for global leadership and a potential to an opportunity to pursue sustainable development pathways that balance economic growth with environmental conservation and social inclusivity. So investing in green technologies, investing in eco-friendly infrastructure, these are all issues which we can play a role in while interacting with the states. Social development. This is again a state subject where we have to improve human development indicators as education, healthcare, gender equality, social welfare. This will be very, very essential to prevent social tension. Empowering the marginalized communities, promoting social cohesion, and fostering inclusive policies, these are areas where we will have to invest more of our time and effort. Of course, resilience and adaptation from external shocks and uncertainties. These include pandemics, natural disasters, geopolitical tensions. It will be very crucial that states have to build up their resilience to meet these external challenges. Of course, when we talk of all this, does the state have the capacity to deliver on all these fronts? Well, we have some very fantastic strengths where we have this democratic governance, we have an administrative experience and expertise. The domain experience is extremely rich. We have an institutional framework. We have a decentralized system of Panchayati Raj, etc., reaching down to the grassroots. And we have a capacity for innovation where our officialdom, despite all the brickbats that they receive, they have been quite innovative in finding solutions. Weaknesses, all of you know, and these are all the weaknesses which the country as a whole has. But I would straight away go to the opportunities that CRISP has. We have talked about investment in human capital. So prioritizing investment in education, healthcare, skill development can enhance the state's capacity by building a skilled workforce and improving service development. This is where CRISP has a great opportunity. It's already working on that. In digital governance, we have Subbu, who brings in a lot of experience in digital governance. I myself have looked at digital governance, having been IT secretary in the state on 2 occasions. So leveraging technology for e-governance initiatives can streamline administrative processes. It can enhance transparency and improve the efficiency of service delivery. Capacity building, that is what we are doing right here, implementing capacity building programs for civil servants, particularly in areas like project management, data analytics, and governance reforms can enhance administrative effectiveness. PPPs, public-private partnership, we have realized that government alone cannot deliver all services, and therefore a PPP mode is the way to go. And we can augment state capacity by leveraging resources, expertise, and innovation for infrastructure development and service delivery too. And finally, institutional reforms. These institutional reforms should strengthen accountability, streamline the bureaucracy, and improve regulatory frameworks can enhance the state's capacity for effective governance and service delivery. Now, this is the opportunity, and I find CRISP is actually putting their hands and heads into serving the nation, building our nation reach its potential. And that is why I am really honored and extremely happy to join the effort of my colleagues. Most of them I have known for the last 3.5 decades, and I'm sure we would add value to the efforts that are being made. And I would thank again my colleagues. 3 of them have already spoken before me. Sitaram and Rajiv are good friends and colleagues for the last almost 3.5 decades. And so is Subbu. So I am happy and honored to join CRISP and be a part of this nation building exercise. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and I hope the big picture would really help you inductees to understand that we need to work across sectors and take a holistic view when we work in the state governments. I endorse the previous speakers who emphasize that there is an extremely rich pool of domain expertise in the field. We are parachuting into their domain. So we are trying to fill in the gaps, and we are not trying to sort of substitute them. And therefore, that should be the approach with which we go to the state governments. They know a lot. They have been in the field. They've faced a lot. And we are only there to help them reach a higher potential to reach, to gain that extra mile, to go that extra mile. So I wish you all the best. It's an exciting step that you have taken, and I'm sure this fellowship would be of immense help in understanding the ground realities and then later on working towards ameliorating some of these uh, weaknesses and threats that we just saw. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for so succinctly yet comprehensively laying out the challenges as well as opportunities that lay in front of us. We're all committed and excited to be working towards solving these. I would now like to request Shashank sir to please speak to us. We're looking forward to sir.
Ready Subramanian sir, Sandhya madam, my colleague from the service, and the fellows who have joined today in this fellowship program of 2024. A very good morning to all of you and a hearty welcome to all the fellows who are taking up this new assignment under the mentorship of Shri Reddy Subramaniam ji. I am really happy that we are in MCHRD able to host such a wonderful program. And this is a program of nation building. And I would say that all of you, after having joined this fellowship, you have become almost a part of the government machine. And I'm told that you would be joining the state governments and working on the projects which will be assigned to you. I would also say that government also is the main driver of socio-economic development and welfare schemes. And it is the mandate and also the duty of the government also to take up all these measures for the welfare of the citizens. And we have to always, as stakeholders in whatever the government does, it is our duty to always partner with the government, to work with them, and to see how we can contribute from our side to make the functioning of the government more effective, more useful for the people. And I think for the CRISP fellows, this will be a great opportunity. You will have a unique chance to both work inside the government and also to work as an outsider and see how things are happening. And you can have both these roles going on together. As we all know that government procedures, they are very elaborate because there is a system of accountability. Whatever funds we are dealing, they are all public funds. They are government money. They are money which belongs to the people of the country. So there are very elaborate systems. Systems are there, levels of decision making. And so it is very important to learn how the government system works. As Sandhya madam was telling, sometimes it may be frustrating to see that things may not be happening at the way we would like them to happen. That itself is a very important learning exercise. Because by seeing all these things happening in front of us, and we see that we are not able to get things done the way we want, we learn from it. That how we can make the system work better. And as fresh graduates who are going to work with the government, you are with an open mind, you will be also able to see how we can improve upon the existing procedures which are. Sometimes the people who are in the working in the government, they don't have that kind of luxury that they can always propose changes that can be made. But as outsiders and also insiders, you will, and also people who are working with an open mind and joining the government system for the first time, you can always propose what changes needs to be made to make the government schemes work more and more effective. And this will be a great learning experience to you. And I would say that all of you are very fortunate that you are given this opportunity to work very early in your career with the government at the topmost level, at the state government level. When we all started our work, we were working at the bottommost level of the government. We used to work as some tahsildars or sub collectors, but we will be directly going and interacting with the topmost levels in the government, whatever projects you are handling. And you are also very fortunate that you are having an excellent team of very senior officials like Reddy Subramaniam sir and his other colleagues who have spent so much of service in the government, who have given their whole career and life for working for the people and implementing not one or two, but multiple number of government schemes from different sectors in different capacity. So it's a great opportunity to learn from them. And I feel that this experience of learning from them, and also whatever learning you will have in while working with the government, this will be a very valuable experience for you in your, and this will always be there for you, with you. The experience will always be there with you, and whatever you do in the future, always this will be the source of strength. This learning will be a source of strength for you. I wish you all the best, and I feel that in the coming years, this is the second batch of CRISP. I am told in the coming years, definitely CRISP will become a very brand name, and CRISP graduates and CRISP fellows will be known for their work and their commitment and the output which they are going to produce and the contributions they are going to make. And this will be a very attractive proposition for all the youth in the country in the years to come. I congratulate you once again for this excellent opportunity you have got to work under the mentorship of very senior government officials and working with the government at very close quarters. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. And also thank you for offering this beautiful space to us. I'm sure all of you are cherishing the greenery and the birds, and early morning today, it was so beautiful. So I'm sure with a space like this, all their minds will be open to take in all the intense sessions over the next few days. And I hope this inaugural was a glimpse into that for you. And I hope you're all excited for all the sessions from the mentors as well as the state teams who will all be traveling just to meet you all and share the kind of work that they have been doing. With that, I would like to call on Neha for the vote of thanks.
Good morning. Thank you. I would like to thank all the members here, CRISP founding members, Sandhya ma'am, Subramaniam sir, and our chief guest today, Shri Shashank Goyal ji, for making this place available for us to host the training. I would also like to extend a warm thank you for all the members who joined us online, Chandramouli ji, Mr. Rajiv Sadanandan, and also Kunte sir. So we look forward to more engaged discussions in the coming days, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you all.